So Ford has really reduced their lineup over the past years. The Fiesta has gone and the Focus is going. All what's left then is the Mustang Mach-E, the Puma, the new Ford Explorer and this car, the Kuga. Well, the Ford Kuga has just been given a facelift, so it should be the best pick out of all of them. Let's see if this is still a good car and let's have a look at what has changed in the facelift. Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Cars and More. This is the #1 place to be for car news and reviews. Sit back, buckle up, let's go. So let's start with the design at the front of the new Ford Kuga. And straight away we get a new front end design that we have sort of seen on the new Focus. But this time round it looks a bit better. We get a new set of slim headlights with angel eye looking daytime running lights. We also get another daytime running light line up which completes the new light bar which connects the headlights. Something we haven't seen on the Ford before. Lower down we get this new grille design that looks sportier than before, and it also houses the new Ford logo, which is a darker blue and the lettering is now white. The lower central air vent is also different and it is also sportier looking too. The side vents are now very slim and they aid cooling much better than before. There is still a bit of chrome on the front though, which I do quite like. Finally, on the front we do get a new body which makes the headlights look slightly slimmer than before. Moving around to the side, and there aren't that many changes but there are a few to talk about. To start with, the basic titanium and newly announced active trim levels get black plastic trim along the side to give it a rugged look. The ST Line and ST Line X models get a body coloured plastic trim which gives it a sportier look. The wheel designs are all new and this makes the Kuga much more modern, and overall it makes the car feel more than a facelift and more like a new model. So moving around to the back, and again there are a few changes. To start with, we get a new set of tail lights that look very similar to the Focus facelift. We also again get the new logo on the back, and the Kuga lettering can now come in black on the ST line and above trim levels. The bumper is the same as before though, but I am okay with that. Finally, one very small change is that the boot opening handle has now moved upwards underneath the Kuga lettering to make the rear end look cleaner, which I think it actually does. Right, let's have a look at what engine and gearbox options you can have with the new Ford Kuga facelift. So for engine choices there are two options. You can either have a petrol engine or a petrol plug-in hybrid engine. Let's start with the petrol engine first. This is a 1.5 litre EcoBoost petrol engine. This has 148 brake horsepower and a 0 to 62 time of about 9.8 seconds, which isn't that bad. It can be only had in a 6-speed manual though. Now, before you say anything about the dreaded EcoBoost engines, I just want to point out that this engine is different from the earlier models. All Fords from 2020 onwards, including the 1 litre EcoBoost engines, all have a timing chain which should last the lifetime of the car. This makes them much more reliable than the older ones. Let's have a look at the plug-in hybrids models now. This is a 2.5 litre Duratec engine with 179 brake horsepower. This can do 0 to 62 in 9.3 seconds and it has an electric only range of about 42 miles. There is also another version with 240 brake horsepower too. Both have a CVT gearbox and both are front wheel drive. The price of the new Ford Kuga facelift starts at £32,095. Let's have a look at the interior. So climbing inside the new Ford Kuga facelift, and there are some changes. To start with, we get a new interior design mostly taken from the Ford Focus facelift. We also get the new Ford Sync 4 infotainment system which is easy to use and it has a very clear display. The only downside is though is that the climate control buttons are located on the screen which can be fiddly at first. The only good thing is though out of that is that they do stay in the same place no matter what menu you are on. Lower down the dashboard and there is a row of buttons where the climate control system used to be. This houses a start-stop button, volume knob, driving mode and a few shortcut buttons that were used to be on the centre console. Talking of the centre console, this has mostly stayed the same as before, and we also get the same design with the gear shifter dial, cup holders and electric parking brake. But where the shortcut buttons used to be, there is now a little cubby hole. Personally, I wish this could have been implemented better, but I still quite like the design. The steering wheel is the same as before, but the instrument cluster does get some new graphics, which is like what the Mustang has. This makes the interior feel more modern. The material quality is also roughly the same as before too, with some new materials around the place. Right, let's have a look at the rear seats. So, getting into the back and legroom as well as headroom is decent enough for most adults, especially if you are over 6 foot. If you do want a bit more room though, you can slide and recline the rear seats to give you more legroom or slide them forward to give you more boot space. The overall materials again are good, but there are a few more cheaper and more noticeable plastics in the back, for example on the door card. You do get your own air vents now as well as an armrest. Let's have a look at the boot. So, opening the boot, you are welcomed with the same size as before at 412 litres, which is very usable. Folding the rear seats down, and we do notice that they don't lay completely flat, which will make sliding things to the front that bit harder, but we do get 1,534 litres, which again is decent for this size of car. So in summary then, what do I think of the new Ford Kuga facelift? Well, it is a decent car, and if you have a Ford Focus and you are looking to change it for another Ford, then this would be a good contender. Overall though, the Ford Kuga facelift improves on styling and technology. It is also one of the best mid-size SUVs out there at the moment, especially for fit and finish and its looks. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.